For overpriced blinds and shutters, Acme Blinds saves the day. Stylish, affordable, Irish made, fitted faster than you can say, wow, they look amazing. Why wait? Order now at acmeblinds.com. Acme, putting other blinds in the shade since 1956.
Off the ball. This is News Talk.
You're welcome back to Thursday's Off the Ball. John Giles coming up a little bit later tonight. He'll be on the football show from 9 o'clock alongside Shamrock Rovers' Graham Burke. But we are just 5 days away now from the start of the Cheltenham Festival, and a lot of the focus next week is going to be around Rachael Blackmore. 12 months ago, she rode her first winners at the festival aboard Aplu Tower in the Close Brothers Novice Handicap Chase and aboard the 50-to-1 shot Manello Indo in the Albert Bartlett. It has been a pretty stellar year since then for Rachael Blackmore, and she heads to this year's festival with a book of rides that have many tipping her to finish the festival as leading jockey. And I'm delighted that Rachael has taken some time out to take a quick call this evening. Evening, Rachael.
Evening, Nathan. How are you doing?
Very well. You were riding today. You were down in Thurles. You had yourself a winner.
I did, yeah. It was nice to keep the ball rolling in the preparation for next week. So everyone is very much looking forward to it now, and 4 fantastic days of racing ahead, and we just can't wait to get over there and get started. When
you're down in Thurles today in a race meeting of its own right, is Cheltenham all anyone is talking about?
Obviously, yeah. Like there's a lot of talk about Cheltenham, but there's plenty of Irish racing this week, happening as well. So, we're just getting through that and looking forward to next week.
Your first ever winner, I think, was down in Thurles. Am I right in saying that? Yeah,
it was actually in 2011, so a little while ago now. Stowaway Pearl for Shaq Hanlon. So, yeah, Thurles has been good to me.
And when you think back over the 9 years, and when you compare yourself as a jockey starting out then in 2011 to where you are now, if you were to watch a video of 2011 and now in 2020, what are the biggest differences?
Firstly, I'd be absolutely cringing watching the video of myself in 2011. I thought I was maybe better than I was. I really needed a lot of racing to improve and a lot of rides to improve. It took me. I was no quick success. I can tell you, it took me a long time to get better and. Thankfully things are going really well at the moment, and I just hope they can stay going like that till into next week.
I guess when you're in the position you are now and you're having so much success, like it'd be easy from the outside to look back and think, well, that was all part of a learning curve that was very much building towards this success. But when you're in the midst of that and like looking back at your amateur record, there wasn't a massive amount of success. Winners were hard to come by for 4 or 5 years before you turned professional. Was it the turning a professional that changed your career? Was there something about that professional lifestyle that suited you?
I think the fact that my weight is very good meant that when I turned professional, I was riding a lot more, mainly due to the fact that I was able to ride at the lower weights in jumps racing, which just opened up more doors for me, and so I was riding more, which meant I was getting more practice, and that just helped me to improve. It's you kind of need to be out actually physically doing it to improve. I suppose it's the same with anything. That was definitely a big help for me.
In terms of your mentality when you're riding now, is it very different to even 4 or 5 years ago with that success, with having 90 winners last year? I think today was it 61 for the year, the victory down in Thurles. When you're waking up in the morning, is it a very different mindset? Do you feel like you can go out and conquer the world?
I don't know about conquer the world, but yeah, I suppose you're just a happier person when things are going well, aren't you? In all walks of life. But I suppose with the success comes a lot more expectation and more pressure, I suppose. So, but I wouldn't swap it now for anything else, I can tell you.
How do you deal with that expectation? Does it get to you? Have you thought about next Monday night and how you'll sleep and getting yourself mentally ready? Because there's going to be a lot of expectation when you look at some of the rides you have next week. A lot of expectation right from the start on Tuesday.
Yeah, massive. Now is probably the most enjoyable time because the dream is still alive for all of them. There'll be a lot of throughout the week for everyone. There'll be disappointed people everywhere. There can only be one horse that wins each race. But I think for me, I just try not to get too wrapped up in it, and try as best you can to just approach it like any other race. And I personally just try not to get too wrapped up in the hype that's around Cheltenham.
A hard thing to do, I'd imagine. Do you have a routine now? Like, do you have a set routine that you've learned over the last couple of years where you stay in the same place, you do the same things every evening? How does your week plan out? All going well?
Yeah, as you say, like, that's easier said than done. I stay with Patrick Mullins and Brian Hayes. I live with them at home, so you're heading over there, you're getting a house, staying with the same people you're used to staying with. So that's a big help, I think. Trying to just stay in a normal routine. We'll get up and we'll ride out in the morning in Cheltenham. We'll come home then and chill out for an hour or two, and then head back into the races. So it's nothing. It's a busy week, and it's the highlight of our whole year. So I just can't wait to get over there now.
And what are you doing in the evenings then? Do you just go home and try and switch off, or are you studying for the following day and checking out your rides and coming up with your plans?
Sure. Look, a bit of both, I suppose. The main thing you're doing is you're looking to the next day. You're looking to the next day, and you're seeing how everything is working out for then. And like, you'd have most of the races kind of figured out before then or whatever. But I don't really know what we do in the evenings, to be honest. You'd be fairly wrecked now from the day, so you wouldn't be getting up to too much.
You've got so many rides and so many of the big races. Like, it's not just big for you, it's probably a huge week for your family as well, and what you could achieve. Will they go over? Will they be there to support you, or do you just want to be by yourself, just to stick to that same routine, or are you happy enough to have a few more people around you? Oh,
no, not at all. I don't mind. I don't mind anyone coming over. My mum and dad are planning to come over on the Tuesday. So my mum is a secondary school teacher, so she's I think she's taking unpaid leave to come over for the day. So they get a great kick out of it as well. So it's brilliant.
Yeah, your background's fascinating because the obvious comparison always that you have had to put up with in recent years is with Katie Walsh and Nina Carberry, who come from such legendary racing families. Your background is different. There is no great tradition there of racing. You're the one who's come into this, and probably your family are sort of going along with you, wondering what the hell is happening, and a little bit shocked by all of this. And like, their reaction to your success over the last couple of years, how's that been?
Oh, look, brilliant. I didn't grow up in a massive racing family, but like, I grew up in a very equine family on a farm, surrounded by racing. I didn't come from an estate in the middle of Dublin either. So I grew up around horses and very much in the equine industry, and probably my interest in racing then, pulled them a bit towards it. But they're really enjoying it, and it's great for the whole family, I suppose.
You've got a lot of fancied runners next week, from Arkle favourite Nopad. You've got Honeysuckle, A Plus Tard, Manello Indo was such a big priced winner last year, second favourite for the RSA chase. Which horse are you most excited about riding next week?
Oh, like, I'm in such a privileged position now when you list off those names. I wouldn't give any of them up. Do you know what I mean? I'm just so lucky to be involved with them all, and Honestly, Honeysuckle has been very good to me. She's been very special. She's won every time we've asked her to. So she's extremely special. And but look, they're all, they're serious horses to be involved with and to be riding next week. And I'm extremely lucky.
One of the horses that you're going to be on next week is Aspire Tower in the Triumph Hurdle on the Friday. We had our Cheltenham preview last night with Paddy Power here in Dublin, and we were talking about Aspire Tower and the prep run at Leopardstown back in the beginning of February when Aspire Tower fell. I just want to play a clip. Katie Walsh and Frank Hickey were talking about that prep run and the value of prep runs, and I want to get your thoughts on it after this.
The next day at Leopardstown, Rachael rode him a little bit more conservative to ride a more even pace, and the pace of the race was bang on 100. She got it right, and when I was there live, I thought he was definitely beat. But I watched the video back. She gave him 2 taps down the neck, and I'm convinced she'd have won 3 lengths, because you're looking at Cerberus travelling, but if you look behind it, or Wave of the Sea and Wolf Prince, they're off it. They're beaten, really. And she'd have won.
If that horse would have won 3 lengths that day, I honestly give up.
I don't think so.
Yeah.
I honestly think he would have.
You don't think he was beat?
But look at where Cerberus finished.
Maximum he
By
would
the
have.
way, Rachel wasn't riding him more conservatively. Rachel was trying to ride him so that she knows she wants to be able to ride him a different way when she goes to Cheltenham.
That's exactly it, yeah.
As in, she was hoping she'd get a lead and she didn't get one because they're not good enough to lead her, right?
That's
so now
kind of
she
what he's
doesn't
saying, to be
know
fair.
if she can ride this horse behind the pace. He's a bit of a weirdo and a bit of a
Oh, he
freak.
is.
He's not straightforward.
But he's a race
And I
full of
don't think-
weirdos, though.
And I don't think you can go to Cheltenham like that. I think you have to be able to know your job and be professional. And I don't think this horse is professional enough.
Yeah, that's Katie Walsh there talking about Aspire Tower. Is Aspire Tower a bit of a weirdo, Rachel?
No, he's had to do a lot of the hard work over here. As Katie rightly said, there was no one really good enough the last day that wanted to make the running for us. So I had to kind of do that hard work again. But I definitely wasn't done with in Leopardstown. Like, I think if I jumped the last, I would have won that day. So like, the English juveniles do look, they do look good. But no, I think we're going there now with a very good chance. And if we can forgive him for the last day, and he's schooled very well at home since. So no, he's one I'm really looking forward to.
There was a bit of disappointment at the preview night last night that Honeysuckle isn't going to go in the champion hurdle when it doesn't look as though it's one of the greatest renewals of the champion hurdle. Are you involved in those sort of negotiations, or do you just let the trainers and owners take care of it all?
No, you definitely would be, but it's at the end of the day, it's down to Kenny Alexander. He's the man who owns her, and he's advised very well by Peter Maloney, his racing manager, and obviously Henry as well. So yeah, look, it's a bit of a team discussion, but yeah, look, I'm very happy, and I'm very much looking forward to riding her next week.
Looks like you might have maybe 15, 16 rides next week, which is up there as one of the reasons, and because of the quality of the mounts you have as well, that you're amongst the favourites, and the odds, it seems, ever shortening to be leading jockey. Is that a goal that you would travel over with next week? No, the goal, to be honest, is just to get one winner anyway, and see what happens then after that. Like, Cheltenham is an extremely difficult place, and I'll be just taking it every day as it comes and every race as it comes, and I haven't really gotten wrapped up in any of that. It would be, and from reading a lot of the previews, if it were to happen, it would be probably the story of the week, and it would be out there again about how you're such a trailblazer. And from talking to people over the last few days about you, they were saying that maybe that doesn't sit that comfortably with you at times, the constant talk of being a trailblazer and been sort of one of a kind and trying to transform for the next generation of female jockeys. Is it something you're becoming used to and you're having to accept, or do you just try and ignore all the noise? Yeah, look, I don't really think about it too much, to be honest. I'm just getting out there and just doing my job, and I try not to get too wrapped up in that side of it. Yeah, I'm sure it must be a very nice thing, though, because all this week we've been talking a lot about the 20x20 movement and the importance of role models for young girls in sport these days. And like, you're right up there. It's something that I suppose right now it's hard to think about, but that when eventually you retire many years down the track, you should be able to look back with a lot of pride. Yeah, definitely. Look, I'm extremely lucky in racing in that, inside the racing circles, there's no deal made about the male-female thing. Predominantly due to Nina Carberry and Katie Walsh's success. They kind of got rid of any lingering bits of stigma that were there. They firmly abolished those. So, I'm very lucky in that sense. I can fully see how in the wider media it is a talking point, and look, that's great too. It'll obviously help. Delighted to help in the progression of women in sport, and the
20 by 20 campaign is just fantastic. You know, I'm an ambassador for that, and Kildare Village ambassador for it as well. And it's just brilliant, you know, trying to get a cultural shift in how women's sport is viewed, and that's a massive help. You know, if everyone can just do something to help that, it's going to massively benefit the next generation, you know.
So if you do get even that one winner that you're looking for next week, how do you celebrate that sort of success? What's the plan of an evening when you've had a big winner? Have you a tradition?
Well, last year, anyway, on the Tuesday, we went home and ordered Domino's. So that could be, I'd say that could be on the cards, win, lose or draw. And
does Patrick Mullins pay for that if you've had the success?
No. If I have a winner, I can guarantee you're paying for the Domino's. Yeah.
Rachel, you've been very good with your time. I can't let you go the week before Cheltenham without asking you for one winner.
For one winner, I think appreciated in the bumper is what everyone should be getting behind.
All right, Rachel, thank you very much, and very best of luck next week.
Super, thanks a million.
Off the Ball on News Talk.
Cybersecurity and fraud are now among the biggest threats facing Irish business, with more than 60% of companies reporting falling victim to cybercrime. On March the 11th, the International Fraud Prevention Conference 2020